Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Canelo Alvarez versus Munguia. A lot of people aren't happy with the fight, but I'd say this is one of the better fights, I'd say matchups stylistically for Canelo Alvarez in quite some time. Now, what this boils down to, in my opinion, is the high volume punching of Jaime Munguia versus the high guard of Canelo Alvarez. Because we know Canelo Alvarez ever since James Kirkland, he doesn't really let go of those, 8, 10 punch, 12 punch combinations. Beautiful combinations to the head and body. He just doesn't do it anymore. He's evolved his style to something that he seems to be the most comfortable with, and it has proven to be highly effective. And that's having that high guard and just cutting the ring off and walking opponents down and looking to throw that kind of dip to the side, throw that looping left hook to the body, or throw that straight right hand, or bring that right hand kind of over the top and catch him on the top of the head. But Canelo is really more about punch placement than punch volume. Now, that could work to his advantage against Munguia, but then it may not. It just depends on Canelo. Because Munguia is coming in there, and he's looking to put some pressure on you too, but he seems to kind of evolve his style since working with Freddie Roach to kind of get up on his toes more and box, which could be the game plan going against Canelo since Bivol had so much success. But I'm going to be honest with you, unless Munguia holds his ground, sits on his punches, I think he's just going to find himself in a position where Canelo is just stalking him and he's on the run like Daniel Jacobs. I'm not so sure his punches are going to be effective with Canelo in that high guard. Now, you got to give Canelo credit for having a good chin. He took some monster punches, not from Bivol, from Triple G. And we know Triple G is a real puncher. But what Triple G showed us is Canelo can be hit, but it's hard to dent him. Ever since Jose Miguel Cotto hurt Canelo, you really haven't seen Canelo really hurt in a fight. But when Cotto fought Bivol showed us if you outwork him, Canelo doesn't throw back. And Munguia, that could be the game plan. Because Munguia has stamina, he has conditioning, and he has a high work rate. But he doesn't have the IQ, and I don't care what work Freddie Roach has done with him. I don't think it's enough time to have developed the IQ of what a Bivol has. Bivol will take a little half a step back and then let his hands go. Step into you, let a combination go, then roll out, reset. Bivol has a very disciplined style of fighting to where he controls the pace and he overwhelms the opponent. Dimitri Bivol can fight the first second of the first round to the last second of the last round with intelligence. Jaime Munguia does seem at times where he has some intelligence, but then the heart comes out and it'll turn into a mash-up, crash-up. Viva Mexico. But that being said, when they start talking about the fight, it's going to be exciting, right? I'm just telling you. Neither one of these guys want to lose and go back to Mexico. Period. Nobody trying to go back out there to Mexico as the loser. I think this could be a passing of the torch because there's 2 fighters out of Mexico that the Mexicans love. Well, 3. Of course, Canelo, right? But Jaime Munguia, well, they love him, man. But Isaac Pitbull Cruz may go on to be bigger than both of these guys. But that's yet to be seen. But the thing about Jaime Munguia and Canelo is pay-per-view. You see, although there's been an argument of this is an easy fight for Canelo, he's going to viciously knock Jaime Munguia out. Why would he pick him? Well, because look, y'all need to hold your horses and not take it to the stupid. There's a reason why he picked him. Okay? We know he wasn't picking Benavidez. We know he wasn't picking Morrell, right? Can kind of understand not fighting Morrell. He doesn't have a lot of fights, but Morrell's a threat. But when you look at Canelo, he's got to perform in regards to his pay-per-view numbers. He needs the right dancing partner. And I'm going to be honest. If he would have fought, say, Terrence Crawford, maybe the pay-per-view numbers would have done really well. Because I think Crawford fights Canelo, I think even these guys out here who keep a fire stick in their back pocket, I think even they would, now they ain't paying for shit, but you would have got some people to pay for that fight who normally wouldn't pay for fights, especially if they're illegally streaming it, and sometimes those streams are intermittent. I think you would have got quite a few people to buy that fight that normally wouldn't buy a fight. And then for Canelo's side, you know people are definitely going to be buying that goddamn fight. So, but would Terrence Crawford and Canelo have done more than a Canelo and Jaime Munguia and what they're going to do? I don't know. But I can't see them doing less than Crawford Spence, because you got the whole of Mexico behind this goddamn fight. And I definitely think the live gates, it's going to be sold out. I think pay-per-view numbers may crest right around 50,000 buys. Would it get to $1 million? It could. It could. He got the right dance partner for Canelo to make, and Jaime Munguia to make some serious money. But we just got to wait and see. I'm not so sure if the UFC or what they have going on those dates, if they're going to come out here and try to challenge the Canelo Munguia card, and complicate things that could affect the pay-per-view performance. But nonetheless, Canelo Munguia is a great fight. And we know what Eddie Reynoso brings to the table with Canelo. We kind of know what Canelo's going to do. And every one of Canelo's fights, especially like the last 5 or 6, is high guard and step forward. Canelo's not up on his toes. He's not floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. Those days are over. Canelo's high guard and he's coming at you. And if you come at him, he's high guard, absorb the punches, roll with him, block him. He has great defense, great head movement. But we're going to see Canelo, I think, in some shit here with Jaime Munguia. Jaime Munguia is not Jermell Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Munguia is a big boy. There's no rehydration clause. So all the things people were saying about Canelo, you know, he just picks smaller guys. He cherry picking opponents. I tell you what, let's say Munguia, I don't see how Munguia is a cherry pick, but let's say that's a cherry pick, right? This shit could be cherry pick gone wrong. And Munguia is not Jermell Charlo. He's not just going to be happy to get the payday. He's not just going to come in there and be okay with sticking to the script and taking a loss. I think Munguia is going to fight, but he just had a son. He got a baby boy. Munguia not trying to go back to Mexico and shit and giving his son whatever. And he wants steak with every meal, not 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? And beating Canelo does that for him. And I just think Canelo gonna, if Munguia can keep up his work rate, I think Canelo may lose this fight. But if Munguia can't keep up that work rate and Canelo can start to walk him down, then Munguia could be in trouble. Because Canelo can really fight, man. But if you ask me, I don't know, man. My mind says Canelo wins the fight. But I just have a feeling if Munguia can work from the first second of the first round, hold his ground at times to let Canelo feel that power, and kind of use that blueprint that Bivol had that was highly effective. But again, Munguia is not Bivol. But if he can do it, Munguia has a shot. That being said, high volume versus high guard, holding your ground, controlling the real estate, all those things are going to play into this fight. It's just a matter of who does it. Keep cool, I'm in the breeze.